I'm sorry, but why should I remember somebody from their old account without them giving me any indication of who they are, any characteristics? I have no way of remembering. Since 2007, I've to thousands of different people online on live broadcasts. I have no way of remembering everybody, let alone somebody that just comes in, hey, do you remember me? You know what I mean? That's crazy. Right. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if it's for a good reason, though. I think I have made my reasons abundantly clear, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm just doing my live cast this morning. It is day 6 of my Easter break. So happy to be alive and healthy and be enjoying this time. I've spent a ton of time with my husband and my daughter. She is at her boyfriend's at the moment. I went to the gym. I went to the supermarket just now. I'm happy. I'm not going to let anybody destroy that. Because life casting is about broadcasting your life and showing what you're doing. It doesn't have anything to do with what people think that it does. Some people think like if you turn on a live cast, like you start broadcasting while some people broadcast while they're driving. I don't recommend that. Unless, of course, you're not going to be reading chat. If you're just going to be broadcasting your drive somewhere, you do you, boo. But people expect you to talk to them and answer questions and all of that. If I'm sitting at a desktop computer, I'll do it. But if I'm out and about like I am right now, or if I am I'm at the gym, I'm not going to show the people around me. I repeat, I am not going to show the people around me, to keep the mobile phone in a certain position so that nobody's in the frame. And I'm also not going to be talking out loud if I'm on a screen and I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? But I'm live casting. I'm showing my life. I'm broadcasting it to the world. You can look at it and just say, oh, that's what this person is, whatever. And then move along and go to a different broadcast. Not try to force me to talk, you know what I mean? And sometimes I like to do live commentary where I just talk and I just share elements of my life. So, yeah, I've told you before that I felt uncomfortable with what you stand for. So I'm not sure why you keep coming back to this channel. Are you somebody who I know in real life and you're just like using this username? Don't do that. If I know you in real life, you can just come in as yourself and talk to me properly. Don't need to use a persona of any sort.
Tusen takk.
So yes, I really hope. I really hope that this stays the way it is right now. It was snowing a little bit. Uh, After everything I said about how I feel about what you stand for, why do you keep coming back to this broadcast? At this point, I'm just curious. Okay. It's just odd to me. Um, I I am the most normal, and I'm putting normal between quotation marks because what is normal, right? But I'm not into any kinks. I'm not into anything weird. I eat very bland foods. I eat rice and beans every day, and I eat fruit and vegetables, and I enjoy my occasional dulce de leche. But like I'm a family person in a monogamous relationship. I have a daughter. I'm a mom. I'm a teacher. So if people have all sorts of kinks and weird, to me they're weird. You have to respect how people feel about it, right? So it's not kink shaming, it's just saying what is normal to you might be weird to someone else, and that's fine, right? But I don't understand people trying to bring someone who's not into that type of thing into that type of world. So and it's one thing if you just like wearing certain clothes, like you're an alternative person and you have lots of piercings and you have lots of tattoos. I don't have any of that, but I can respect somebody that has that, and I feel like, yeah, you do you, boo. But if some of your practices involve some strange sexual thing that I'm against, I'm not going to want to have anything to do with that person. And I don't want people bringing that into my life cast, broadcasting my life, just me doing what I'm doing. Sometimes I will show myself alone in the classroom, writing on the blackboard or erasing the blackboard, chairs in a position where I want everyone to be seated and stuff like that. I won't show the students. But it's all part of my life cast, what I do, what my life is. So life cast, broadcast your life. So I don't understand why somebody would keep coming in here trying to push their whatever it is that they want to do and they like to do on me, right? So that person that just came in blew the mushroom. They came in before saying that they were into something I'm not a part of and I don't want to be a part of. And they said it was really innocent and it wasn't anything like I was thinking, yada, yada, yada. Oh, well, okay, but it weirds me out. And it weirded me out that they were trying to talk to me. And now they came back, so it's weird to me. They would try to talk to me like that. Like all I want to do in life is work, pay bills, and be a family with my husband and my daughter. That's what I'm wanting to. My daughter is everything to me. I want her well-being always, and I would not ever let anybody hurt her. And if they did, I would prosecute them to the last bit of my life on this earth. I would make it my life mission to see justice. So my daughter is everything to me. And I'm a mom and a wife and a teacher. My life consists of waking up in the morning, getting stuff ready, taking buses, taking trains, and getting to work, being super tired. I don't even have the time or the money to be involved in anything illicit. When I have time off work, I want to be home with my family, or I want to go to the gym. I want to go to the library. I want to use my time productively. That's how I am. And like I said, must be very boring for most people. I remember a guy, may he rest in peace. He's no longer on this planet, on this earth. We're having a conversation. This was many, many years ago. So no one's gonna even know who this is, and it doesn't matter who it is. We're just having a conversation. We're not a couple. We're not even like hooking up or anything like that. We're just like having a conversation. Having a conversation. There are other people in a group as well. He's trying to convince everybody that strangling somebody for sexual pleasure is a part of every sexual relationship that people have. And I was like, what? No. I would never have it done to me or do it to other people. And I'm not trying to be mean or crude or anything, but some people might like that. But it's definitely not a part of what everyone does. It's just not. And he got really defensive, and he wanted to somehow convince everybody in that group that was having that conversation that that was real. And there was another guy in the group that mentioned he once hooked up with a chick that wanted to do that. And he was freaked out because he didn't want to do it. And everyone else was like, yeah, and this guy was so upset. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just a very boring person. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't party. I'm not social like that. I socialize with people from work when there is like a work thing. Once or twice a year when I'm in Brazil, I see my old friends and we socialize, which consists of us getting a pizza. They come to my mom's place and we have a pizza and we talk and we laugh together. I am not a social butterfly like that. So this happened a long time ago, and when I went out more with friends, and I had a social life that revolved around the Speaking Up Club, which is it was a blast whenever we got together. We would sit and just talk about my only role was to help people if they didn't know how to say a word in English, or I'd correct their mistakes. It was an activity for EFL, English as a French. And it was around that time that this person came along. But all I care about in life is I live one day after another. I want to pay bills. I don't want to owe anything to any Norwegian credit card company when I retire. because when I retire, I want to be free to come and go and not have to be here for the coldest months out of the year. That's what I'm looking forward to doing. I am already 53 years old. I've been working as a teacher since I was 18. I worked for about 12 years in Brazil, a couple of years in Australia. I worked here in Norway over 20 something years, so I've worked a lot. So I can retire in about 8 years, the earliest I can retire, and it won't be early, right? In 8 years, I'm going to be 61 going on to 62, and I will have worked for 48 years of my life. Because even when my daughter was a little baby and a toddler and I was at home with her, I was still working. I was still teaching private classes. So I never like not worked. So it's very deserving that I retire in about 8 years. It's deserving, and it might seem or sound early to some people. I don't know who. When did you expect me to retire? When I was 80? But anyway, yeah, so that's all I want to do. I just want to live and let live. But don't try to bring me into whatever it is that you're into. If I already said I'm not into it, I don't want to talk about it, I don't like it, you know what I mean? Don't try to convince me that weed is good. Some people like it. You do you, boo. I don't smoke weed. Some people are like, oh, let's go out and get drunk. No, I don't drink. I don't think I've had anything like with alcohol in it since 2019 when my brother had a restaurant, a bistro, where they served wine and foods that combined elements that would go well with the wines. I had a glass of wine there. That was 2019. So that was a long time ago. I'm just not a drinker. And before that, it had been like 5 years. So I'm not a drinker. I don't do drugs. I don't want to judge anyone that does any of those things, but I don't think people should try to push their lifestyle onto me or try to make me something that I find weird as normal. I just don't think it's right. Anyway, don't know who has been listening to it. People might come in like in the middle of my saying something and get a completely crazy idea. Oh well, don't spy on me then if you don't agree with the things I say. Anyway, and by that I mean like random people that come in just to aggravate me and troll and stuff. Yes, I'm going home. Can't wait till my daughter comes home. She's at her boyfriend's. She's gonna come home. That's what I live for my family. I live for my family. I love teaching. I love being able to do that as my job. That puts food on the table for me, and that's my passion, teaching and having a family, staying healthy because of my family. That's why I'm so focused on working out. Anyway, I should have blocked that person when I had a chance. Just gonna find my keys.